Still hard to believe this wasn't a winning strategy.
So this is fascinating. Apparently, some guy on Reddit posted a picture of an MRI scan of his brain. And yeah, he found out that a large piece of his brain is missing. And yeah, this guy is able to function, for the most part, he's okay. So then other people responded, all these people are also missing huge pieces of their brain. I have this one found out last year. I was told I'm missing part of my brain. And yeah, you could see, man, the entire...
I wonder, is that the ear that they hold the cell phone to?
Is this like way more common than we thought? I mean, there's just tons of people out there with huge pieces of the brain missing.
But did you guys know that Yoda was based on like a demon that was like conjured by Alphys Levi? Those fucking images of him. Don't he look like Yoda?
I did hear
What the fuck?
I did hear some about him being a demon, bro.
A 2-year-old boy wearing nothing but a diaper ran into the crosswalk on University Drive in Mesa before stopping and looking in Bayo's direction.
I'm honking my horn thinking, get out of the way, as if he could hear me.
2 cars swerved and narrowly avoided hitting the toddler before a woman was able to bring the boy to safety. The toddler's father, Alexander Shaybell, tells me he wasn't home at the time of the incident. The toddler's mother was watching 5 kids when she left the home to go to a gas station.
She took the big kids down there. She says that the kids were sleeping. I don't know if they were or not, but she didn't lock the door.
Shaybell says he was alerted to the situation by his Ring doorbell that showed a stranger on his porch.
Some random lady was holding my baby. So I'm like, who's holding my baby? She's like, your kid almost got ran over in the street.
The father says he's relieved the child is home safe, and neighbors are grateful this terrifying moment did not end in tragedy.
Well, that's not as uncommon as we think. I mean, my little brother, he was outside playing in the middle of the street, right outside of our house. So that happens. I don't know if I would be so hard on a woman, but then again, you never know. These hard-headed ass lazy bitches, Instagram, thotting it on up. Who knows? No.
正口，是个正口。
So, is this really this? Wait, we gotta unpack that. Why do them things look like ants? There is this other thing that I saw. Well, let's wait till we get to that first.
You think COVID, just everybody agreed upon it? All the airlines shut down, all the transportation shut down everywhere at the same time or within weeks? That's coordinated efforts of private industry. So it's private industry colluding with private industry. Look at BlackRock. They're the major shareholder of most companies, which means they have a decision-making factor in most of these major companies.
Are these people above the law?
You know what didn't shut down? The NBA. Hold it now. But I thought only essential workers could work. There was Hollywood actors unable to do things during COVID because of COVID. Why would we watch basketball? Why would the basketball players want to play basketball? They didn't. But you know who did? LeBron James. You want to play basketball when everybody's trying not to die from the flu? I mean, he did come out and say he stands with Israel against Palestine. You're GOAT. Well, GOAT does stand for a gang old as time. So yeah, it goes.
I wonder what that symbol Robin Williams is making means. I never know what that means. I wonder what it means. Maybe he's referencing how he has some sort of eye problem. I don't know, like maybe he's got conjunctivitis or something. Because I don't know why, but he always seems to be referencing his eyes. And putting some sort of like, what would you call that? A triangle? Maybe a pyramid? Is that a pyramid over his eye? Now where have I seen that before? I feel like an eye and a pyramid. I've seen somewhere before. But shh. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it at all. And let's definitely not talk about this guy, Uncle Pappy, who's a dead ringer for someone. Oh, and did you see what he's wearing here? Did you see that? Maybe you would like a closer look. How interesting. How very, very coincidental, I'm sure, and interesting. But I shouldn't talk about the deceased like that. I mean, poor Robin Williams was so depressed that he had to take his own life. And this guy, Uncle Pappy, found on all social media platforms, is just a impersonator and a doppelganger, and yeah, just happens to have the same birthmarks too. Entertainment only, people. I know that it's just a coincidence that they're doing the same symbols and wearing the same symbols and all the rest. Entertainment only.
This creepy picture caught what looks like a ghost putting its arm around the little boy in the picture. Reddit Bans Free Speak was recording himself as he was being loaded into an ambulance, but ended up catching this creepy EVP. He also stated, "No, there was no one in the back with me. No, it wasn't the ambulance driver. It's literally a whisper right next to my phone. Why would the ambulance driver whisper that?" At EONU and his friend Michael were recording themselves investigating a tunnel when they catch a ghost with no facial features watching them.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Go down there, bitch!
Oh my god. No.
Zoomed in, you can see the ghost has no face or features.
I hate when these dudes go investigate, but then they don't want to continue the investigation. I'm not saying I want to see you get ate. I'm saying I want to see. It could just be a homeless nigga down there. He looking for a place to do his meth, and here you come exposed. He don't want his family to find out he doing that, dude. Come on now, dude. Come on now, man.
Today we're talking about the red light demons in Vietnam. At least 25% of the veterans from Vietnam were drafted against their will, and the draft was seen as pretty unfair. It targeted lower income and like lower privileged groups of people. So
let me just jump in right fast. People say, yo, LeBron James was only 18 years old. You don't have it harder than any of these people who went to war. A lot of them went to war at 18. You supposed to win at 18. Yes, we expect you to. You can get a checking account. You can get a credit card at 18. You can get your own apartment at 18. You can drive a car without an adult present at 18. And you can become a Marine at 18. Well, you can go into training to be a Marine at 18. So, yes, we expect you to win at 18, LeBron. I'm not being hard on you because the rest of men are expected to be men at 18. Okay, keep telling us what you were saying, sweet thing.
So please thank a veteran, especially if they are from Vietnam, because they did not get the welcome home that they deserved. They were treated really poorly. When we were going into Vietnam, we had an astrophysicist that designed these night vision goggles, and he designed them by putting drops of this blue dye in between two pieces of glass, and this created the night vision effect. Even though the dye was blue, it gave people the ability to see more spectrums of red. A lot of people, myself included, believe that red light is how you see the demonic realm. So they gave these night vision glasses out to the troops, and they had strictly prohibited the higher ups from putting these glasses on at all.
I know this is not why they call it, but there's a red light district in New York. Is that why they call it the red light district? On the low? She just said red light makes you able to see. Hold on, let me bring it back, because I was kind of... That's a nice picture, babe. All right, we're gonna cut that out. What did you say about the red light, Nato?
The welcome home that they deserved, they were treated really poorly. When we were going into Vietnam, we had an astrophysicist that designed these night vision goggles, and he designed them by putting drops of this blue dye in between two pieces of glass, and this created the night vision effect. Even though the dye was blue, it gave people the ability to see more spectrums of red. A lot of people, myself included, believe that red light is how you see the demonic realm. So they gave these night vision glasses out to the troops, and they had strictly prohibited the higher ups from putting these glasses on at all. They were only to be used. used by the gunman. So the first week or so, they had great results and they loved them. They felt like they were helping them so much. About a week in, one of the helicopters was doing their regular just patrol. Everything was peaceful. There was nothing wrong. Well, the gunman had the red night vision goggles on, and all of a sudden he started shooting directly across from him into the sky. And this wasn't normal because technically the enemy would be on the ground, so it didn't really make sense that he was just like shooting straight across. And his commander started freaking out like, hey, what are you doing? And the guy was freaking out, saying that there was like demons flying towards him and that they were like coming after him. And so the commander looks at him and notices that his eyes are incredibly dilated, and he figures that it's probably just drugs, because that was a big thing during the Vietnam era. And so the guy is like sweating and freaking out. And so the commander goes against the orders. He puts the glasses on himself and sees the exact same thing. He starts freaking out. He said that he was seeing like goblin type figures darting at the helicopter. And as soon as he took the glasses off, it all came to a screeching stop. He was totally fine. They were totally gone. But the thing that all of the people that saw these entities say is that as soon as you notice them, it's like they immediately notice you. And that's what makes them start attacking. They also reported that they were coming out of the treetops. There were a few more instances of similar occurrences, and by 8 weeks of these being introduced, the government completely banned them. They did a complete ban on the dye that created them. Everything came off the market immediately, and we switched to what we now have, which is the green night vision goggles. But here's the light spectrum, and I just want to point out how strange it is that red light can fall under the 666 range for frequency. Of course, the government came out and said that there was dye dripping out of the goggles and that it was causing these men to hallucinate. One thing that was noted is that none of them had auditory hallucinations. They were just seeing it, which kind of crosses that off the list, in my opinion. These experiences had long-lasting effects on the soldiers that dealt with them, and a lot of them needed counseling, and I believe a few of them were even honorably discharged because they had such severe PTSD from the incidents. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm completely crazy. Don't listen to a word I say.
I don't know what to say to that. Sometimes I be wanting to watch the clips too. Can I watch the clips too? I mean, this is not a watch party. I mean, honestly, man, I was zoning out. I was just remembering this time when my wife first let me know that she was a little different from any other girl I dated before. We was in a restaurant and she was a little bit tipsy. She said, yeah, I just wish there was a nice brunette here with nice tits. And I was like, I'd known her for like maybe 2 weeks. And this brunette kind of reminds me of the brunette she might have had in her mind. Anyway, that's my reaction to this. Okay? So sometimes you don't need a reaction. Let's just enjoy the rest of the clips. Okay, what ancient technology did they use? Well, we do know that Nikola Tesla made a Faustian bargain, and then he just came up with the idea for some Tesla coil or something like that it's used in like all technology today. Like, what if all technology came from these jinns that are in a different dimension, and they can see us from their dimension, but we can't see them from our dimension? Maybe what the brunette was talking about that happened in the army when these guys put on these goggles and they could see red. You ever had a dream where you see something weird in the dream, like a shadow or just some weird something? As you notice it, oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps as I'm talking about this because this has happened to me before. It notices you and then it starts coming after you. In real life, you feel whatever this thing did to you in a dream on some Freddy Krueger stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps. But maybe the reason that these guys could see these demons looking at them when they had these red goggles on is because these things are literally in another dimension. Like the Muslims believe they can see you from a dimension you can't see them from. And what if all of this technology is their stuff? That some savvy devil worshiper, Aleister Crowley, one of these people, found some way to contact them, opened up a portal, and got the stuff. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, it's just too much Diddy oil going around, and everybody got to worship the devil, and it's too much of that for all of this to be entertainment. I mean, it's entertaining in the way that Friday the 13th is entertaining, but I don't want to run into Jason when I go to my car. You know what I'm saying? We got to draw the line somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, that's an ADHD thought. I just happened to be looking at y'all this time because my wife was like, can you try to look at the camera? I was like, all right, babe, I'm going to try to. I'm going to try. Anyway, I don't know where this shit comes from. Just, what do you want from me?
When we were kids and listening to reggae, all of those tracks on there were hits in the reggae charts. And we were convinced that if only major radio would play those originals, they'd have been hits at the time. Right. So when we did our own versions, we were convinced that it was an album of hit records.
But then it's still taking
that's the way it turned out.
Excellent.
By the way, that's UB40. Red Wine. That's those dudes. They had 4 #1 hits on their first album, from what I remember, on the charts. I think they was on the charts at the same time. And these guys were a cover band. Wow. See what a British accent will do for you? I'm hating a little bit, but I'm also glad that they gave us those hits.
What's going on, guys? So it's November 11th, 11/11. Interesting, right? It's also interesting it's the day we celebrate Veterans Day. And do you know why we celebrate Veterans Day on 11/11? Well, because they signed the armistice to end World War I on 11/11 at 11 a.m. Wow, that's probably just a coincidence, huh? Actually, we know it's...
Well, when did they start daylight savings time? I know it was during one of these world wars. I'm seeing creepy talks where people are saying, yo, it's getting dark too early. They switched the time. Are you saying it's not supposed to be as dark as it is right now? Because it been getting dark at daylight savings time. So when did they do that?
Probably not a coincidence. What's also interesting is in Arizona, there's this cool Veterans Day memorial that has this sun feature, and it only works on 11/11 at 11 a.m. It's 3 more 11s. That's kind of weird. It's almost like these people are into esoteric numerology. I think they might be. What do you guys think? I think we should stay curious and ask questions.
I think if they can do this stuff and make optical illusions, I mean, why couldn't the earth be round and be spinning and all of this stuff? And when you're in a plane, it looks like it's flat because it's some type of optical illusion. I mean, people they explained why one of the oceans is salty and another one is not salty, and they're touching each other. Maybe science did explain that. I just haven't heard it. Maybe y'all can leave it in the comments. And there's a lot of stuff that's just unexplained that they just never talk about, and you just, it's a mystery. Yeah, well, how did they do it then? You know, maybe the earth being round and spinning is one of those I don't know. I don't know. So don't come after me in the comments, man. Slap the shit out of one of you niggas. Jesus.
Why are all these celebrities using this black goo? So Megan Fox just dropped this picture, and we'll talk about the other celebrities in a second, but check this out. She made an announcement with this picture, and it was for her pregnancy. And this sent social media into a frenzy, because wouldn't you want the imagery to resemble the exact opposite? Now this got me thinking. I've seen this a lot recently. So on Lady Gaga's last music video, we see this black goo with a dark version of herself, throws it up onto her, and she indulges in it. Many think that this was her symbolizing that she is embracing her inner demons. Then on Justin Timberlake's last music video, he had something very similar. A literal demon is throwing up the same black goo onto him, symbolizing some type of dark possession while it's all over his face, and demons in the music video continue to surround him. And someone who uses this often is Billie Eilish. One song she drinks it and it oozes out of her eyes. On another song, I think she is representing Lucifer, and she is covered in it while she spreads her dark wings. So we can see clearly that this imagery represents some type of inner struggle, some type of possession, or any type of darkness. But why would Megan Fox use this in her pregnancy announcement?
Can you believe that there is an invisible line that is not crossed by fish, land animals, or even birds? This invisible barrier runs through the Malay archipelago, starting from the island of Bali and ending near the southern Philippines. The western side of the line is home to animals like rhinos, elephants, tigers, and woodpeckers, which are typical of Asia. But once you cross the line, you enter a completely different world with kangaroos, monitor lizards, dingoes, and koalas, despite the extremely short distance between the islands. This is what scientists call a biological boundary, and this particular one is known as the Wallace Line. You see, over millions of years, due to the movement of tectonic plates and the complex geological history of the region, a deep sea strait formed on the Wallace Line. This strait prevented animals from migrating, and as a result, evolution took its own path on opposite sides of this line. Therefore, even birds and fish that can cross long distances almost never cross this line, as they have adapted to survive only within their own ecosystems.
That's a great explanation, and you've told me why you believe they've done that, but then you also said they almost never cross, so sometimes they do cross. I would say the animals that do cross, they do it with God's permission. And most of the animals, they haven't received permission from God to cross. That's just what I believe. Don't believe me, man. Why would you believe me? This is just for entertainment purposes, man. You know.
Mrs. Kisses. I could not wear this outfit without this bra. Well, I could. I just don't feel as put together. And strapless. And it comes just like that. Voila. 20% off site-wide. Be the gift this holiday. Or give the gift that keeps on giving. The gift of cleavage. Mrs. Kisses.
I love that message. The gift of cleavage. I'd give my wife the gift of cleavage. I think she would enjoy that gift. I would enjoy that gift. Who wouldn't enjoy the gift of cleavage? I'm just saying, am I exploiting her or is she exploiting me? What am I supposed to do in this situation? Not accept the gift of cleavage? You asking too much of me, man. I'm just a guy.
Picking your product, chat us, DM us, email us at support@mrskisses.com. And happy shopping.
Barack Obama, I genuinely think him coming out and rolling up his sleeves and talking to the brothers wasn't a good thing. I think the brothers got a little upset by that. It's like, first off, Barry, where have you been? Secondly, when have you ever been a brother? When have you ever been in any sorts of situations that would make you relate to Black Americans? You grew up in Singapore and Hawaii, and you went to wealthy schools your entire life. It's an act.
Well, before I say something, let's let this other person who isn't a man tell you what they think men probably thought.
So I was talking to one of my male friends, and I had told him that I only order Uber Blacks, and he was like, oh, you got big money, you all this, all that. I'm bougie. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, have you ever gotten an Uber and felt like you were unsafe? Did you ever get in an Uber and feel like you were going to get kidnapped? Did you ever get in an Uber and the driver asked you for your phone number? Harassed you for it? No? Oh, okay. Then he shut the fuck up.
Well, men have no clue about what women are going through. Likewise, women, you have no clue about what men are going through. Isn't it great how women think they know everything, but you don't? This is why you need your man in your life. All of these women who are on TV talking about what they think about men, they have men. Like Candace Owens, she's married. You know what I'm saying? That's why I know you don't feel like a man. You didn't wake up and you feel... Shut up, bitch. Same with you, bro. You don't feel like a woman because we don't know what it's like to be hit on. Some of us know what it's like to be chosen on. I know what it's like. Shout out to you, sir, because your woman chose you. You wasn't even thinking about her, and she, you know how y'all met, and so do she. Shout out to you. But most men don't know what it's like to be hit on like that. You know what I'm saying? And when they do, they'll just turn into like bitches. Oh gosh. Boy, it should be like, oh, what a lame. Oh God. Don't do that to a girl ever, bro. Or do what you want. I don't care. And the Barack Obama thing, listen, shout out to Barack because he made it okay to be an intelligent black man wearing a suit. For a lot of years before Barack came on, if you was wearing a suit and you were a black guy, you were a preacher or you were a pallbearer or just some whatever these people think is an acceptable job for you to be. You couldn't be intelligent. That was not one of the things that they thought. And Barack made it okay for that, for you to just be a smart guy. I don't think we was thinking, oh, you ain't no brother. But that's just me.
Why doesn't anyone talk about this? Scientists have just discovered a gigantic ocean 430 miles beneath the Earth's surface. Let me break this down for you. They went down 430 miles in the ocean.
You can always tell when the AI wrote the script. I mean, that's good that you guys are using a different voice, using the voice of a brother. Okay, no doubt. But AI is, I can't think of it right now. You can always tell because AI sucks at writing.
And found an ocean inside the ocean. Does this mean the Agartha theory is real? Just a quick recap. The Agartha theory is that there is a legendary city said to reside in the Earth's core. Because think about it, how can you find another ocean inside the ocean? Everything you knew about the oceans is wrong. The scientists said that you could take all three of our oceans.
See, it said ocean too many times. You're a terrible writer. Could have used a synonym for ocean or aquatic or something. I don't know, but this is just starts to make my head hurt. But I'm going to keep going because everybody's head doesn't hurt. Sorry, I might make your head hurt from talking.
Atlantic, Pacific, and the Indian, and put them together, and this new ocean is still 3 times bigger. This is what you're probably thinking. So, they got to the bottom of the ocean, and then the water ended, but they then find another ocean. This raises a few questions. How do you go 430 miles beneath the ocean? Does the water stop at some point? And now we get to the craziest part. And if there...
And it always says that when it's AI. But this is the craziest part. No matter how dignified the voice sounds, it always says, and here's the craziest part. That's not how British people talk, man. I'm gonna slap the shit out of one of these niggas, I swear for Lord.
There is water beneath the oceans. Could that mean there is land beneath the surface?
What's your biggest takeaway from this election?
The biggest takeaway from this election is that the Democratic Party think black folks are stupid because they went and got the worst entertainers to talk to us.
I'm going to play this because some of my audience, they want to hear this. I don't know how many are black, from the inner city, from the suburbs, white. I don't know. I just know 77% are men. I don't think it's because of what he just said. I think it's because men don't want this thottery around. The simps are getting a lot of attention, but I don't think most men are simps. My wife always be telling me, you just think men are this and this and that, and most men are not like you. I really didn't believe that because I don't hang with all these loser LeBron James fans. I would never hang with them dudes. You know, like I told you guys before, guys who like be whooping on women, I don't hang out with y'all. Guys who be like doing weird stuff to kids, ew, gross. I don't hang out with y'all. Likewise, a LeBron James fan, these dudes who don't take accountability, it's not my fault, what else you want me to do? Meanwhile, they beating on their chest saying, I'm the best, can't nobody do it like me. But then saying, I would never hang out with them lame dudes. Those guys are a small percentage of the population, I believe. Most men, we don't want that. We'd like a wife, wives maybe, a family. That's why I think that's my biggest takeaway from this election. This election was based on thottery. These hoes have already been running rampant. You're already single mothers. You're already LGBTQ. Already nobody stopping you. And we not living in a utopia yet. Bitch, shut the fuck up! Fuck is you complaining about? Now these hoes got the 4B movement. We're going to not have men or children. Isn't that just a lesbian? Bitch, go and do that. We not even bothering you. I'm sorry. Let's continue.
They went and got the lowest vibration of our black women to come talk to us. They didn't get no upstanding sister to talk to us, from Cardi B, Kelly Rowland. Homie, they didn't go get nobody. They would have got all entertainers who shake their ass and pop. So it has showed me that our black entertainers are puppets, and not only they puppets, nigga, they lapdog.
I don't think it's a black thing. They always throw that in. And I think, our generation, that's why they want to get rid of us and kind of cater to the younger generation. We're done with that. It's like, all right, black people. Yeah, okay, the white man. Okay, all right. Okay. Like, what are you going to say to these dudes who got white women and are interacting with his white woman's family and they're not trying to lynch him? Doesn't that kind of throw a monkey wrench in your racist problems, right? What about black guys like me who was like white girls? Nigga, you ever heard of an Asian bitch? Nigga, white girls are like the last girls on my list. I just turn my head to the right, it's all kind of chicks over here looking, and none of them are white. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not always a race thing with black men. It's always a race thing with these certain kinds of black women. But with us men, it's not that. It's a masculinity thing. Are you a bitch ass nigga? Then get the fuck from around me, bro. I should cut that out? I'll probably cut that out.
They bootlickers, and they hypocritical because the police shooters, wrongful convictions, women being abused. What about the sister that got killed in Mexico by her friend?
Yeah.
Homie, they never speak out on nothing until the politicians go get them during the presidential election. Why don't they ever come out during the local election? We don't even know what Beyonce sound like if she ain't singing. So they don't never talk to us other than that. You Cardi B go from having sex with a pregnant baby, having sex married, to try to tell us who to vote for. Come on, homie. So it showed me that, homie, we cannot trust our black entertainers, homie. They lapdogs, bootlickers, and they don't have no independent.
All entertainers, not just black entertainers. These white ones, they can't do nothing either. It's not a race thing. It's not. You guys know women don't like women, right? All these women don't like Kamala Harris because Kamala Harris is a certain kind of woman. She's a liar. She's sneaky. She's a phony bitch. Kamala Harris will fuck your man and act like, oh, I didn't know. Wasn't Kamala Harris out there thoughting around with Montel Williams at one time? And that was before the thought revolution.
Thought of their own, because I'm saying, homie, why don't they ever speak to us? They don't go on social media until man. So Plies, DL Hughley, all of them, homie, they can't be for us because they don't talk to us. They talk at us. Soon as the politicians tell us to go vote, here they come. And these are the same people who were with Puffy during his vote or die. Remember Puffy? These are the same people that used Puffy for the vote or die. These are the same people who attend Puffy parties. So I'm saying, homie, the biggest takeaway I take away from this, homie, is that black people we're at the bottom of the totem pole. We're the lowest, and they don't respect our minds. They honor our culture, but they don't respect it because our culture is detrimental. They honor it because it's a detriment to us. They don't respect our minds. They know we miseducated, they know we uninformed, and they know we ill-informed.
Well, that's not every black person. Because then you got people like me. I guess God put the magic glasses on me, and I was like, this is boring. I don't want to do this. And I left in the 8th grade. And luckily, I didn't get thoroughly brainwashed by the Rockefeller system. At that time, I didn't know it was that. But everybody doesn't get to have the magic glasses like they live. You and I, all of us in here, we got to, have God put those glasses on us. So it's not everybody. It's just, matter of fact, that's why I don't really be liking these dudes like this. Because it's so hard to not be black when you're black. I ain't with all of this bullshit. I like white people. White niggas are funny, man. A lot of them are chill. They just were told by their people, don't you talk to them. And they was like, okay, but can you tell me why? No, you better never talk to me. Like, oh, fuck, all right, relax. Jesus Christ, man. You know what I'm saying? Then you move out of your parents' house and you talk to them, you're like, what the fuck? Like, you know how much rock and roll I missed out on? Because of my fucking weird-ass neighborhood? Fucking God. All this Zeppelin. All of this Thin Lizzy. Have you ever even heard of Thin Lizzy? Shut the fuck up. No, you haven't. But you know who has? My white audience. They know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. They know who that is. Mad classic rock I just fucking missed out on. All these dope-ass samples. Let's cut this fucking shit out. This fucking racist-ass nigga. A lot of issues within my people. We only been free 60 years, So give us some time to you know what I'm saying? Talk amongst ourselves. And then we'll come back and holler at you, you know what I'm saying? Because all of these niggas don't want to go through therapy. They looking at me like I'm a goddamn Uncle Tom. Everybody got that one family member. But with me, it's all of my fucking people from the fucking inner city. So don't worry about them.
Most of us are unintelligent. Can't get jobs, homie. We getting jobs. People getting jobs.
See? Most of us is unintelligent. We can't get jobs. Niggas, shut the It's like they look at the worst of the worst and try to act like it's all of us. But it's not. All of us aren't unintelligent. All of us can't get a job. It's not all of us. It's not. Let me just fast forward this. I don't even want to hear this nigga's voice. I know I sound racist, but it's just. But I do like their boobs on the bottom. That's Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. Yo, those some pretty hoes. Yeah, Look at Donald Trump like, you can get in the bedroom. This is going to be the best that you've ever had. You've never had anything like this. It's awesome. I know. Cardi, she's a wonderful woman. You can pull up the boobs, Cardi. Don't worry about Melania. I'll handle it. I know what I'm doing.
White people are way racist white people.
My nigga, the music stopped. This nigga still talking and the music quit.
They may be mean, but they're way more kind to you than your own kind.
That's probably the most poignant thing that he said. White people are kinder to you than your own kind. Damn, my race is fucked up. Maybe that's why black people don't like me, because white people accepted me. Interesting. That's the conspiracy. When you're black and white people like you.
Now prove me wrong.
that's left scientists stunned, swimming all the way from Antarctica to Western Australia. Rachel Clifford is tracking his journey for us this morning.
Excuse me, but is this not the main plot of Happy Feet? They talking about scientists are trying to figure out why he would do that. We know why he would do that. They was running out of fish. And he tried to talk to the aliens, us, to stop getting rid of the fish, stop taking the fish. And he couldn't. Nobody said anything back to him. So he was like, okay, let me follow where they going. And he followed them. And then he danced with his happy feet. And then people was like, what? There must be no fish there because his feet are so happy. We know why. I'm not a scientist, right? But what would possess someone, an emperor penguin, to swim from Antarctica to Australia? Like, if you had to just put some hypotheses together, it's probably because there's no freaking food.
Or maybe the movie Happy Feet was a documentary. Maybe it was predictive programming. You know, with this karmic, whatever the stuff, I don't know what it's called, because I'm not saying I don't believe in it, I just don't follow it. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're like, oh, we gotta make this movie about what we're actually causing to happen before it happens, so on the day of judgment we don't have our eternal souls burning in a pit of fire.
To be real, this is the definition of being locked in. Antarctica to Australia, dude. Like, look at this. This is Australia up top, and this is Antarctica. My dog was locked in.
There is a theory that says that the locusts that John described in the Bible were actually helicopters. And no, you didn't hear it wrong. There is a verse from the Apocalypse that says that the appearance of the locusts was similar to horses prepared for war, with crowns on their heads and their faces were like the faces of men. Joao used what he knew at the time to describe what he saw in the future. So, the first supposed evidence would be the crown, similar to a propeller, and their faces were those of men. Now think with me, a guy who lived there in the 1st century, who never saw anything like this in his life, coming across an image like that, it's hard not to have that interpretation. And they had breastplates as of iron, and the noise of their wings was like that of many horses running in battle. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? An insect, or the roar of propellers and war engines? And they had tails similar to those of scorpions. Its power was to damage men for 5 months. Joao was very specific. He might not have understood it at the time, but today it would make perfect sense. What do you think about this? Tell me here in the comments. Don't forget to follow me and like the video for more content like this.
After you make money, you get rich and all of that shit, right? Like, what really matters after that? Like it's boring being around mad rich people. Like, that shit is whack. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, that shit is trash. Like, it's like literally like whatever they advertise and all that shit is trash.
What is the worst part about being around rich people?
It's no swag. It's no energy. It's no sauce. It's like,
what kind of rich people are we talking about?
A lot of rich people don't got no sauce. Like, most rich people you know, like most entertainers, it's sauceless.
What does it mean to have sauce?
That's why I feel like a lot of rich people buy art and clothes and shit. Because, like, you can buy into somebody's sauce. It's like, I'm gonna get this George Condo because, like, he put his soul on a canvas and I lost mine, so, like, I can hang somebody else's up.
It's true, though.
For real.
I know.
But why the fuck is you blushing, though? I know what it looked like when white people be blushing. What did he say that's poignant that you didn't expect to hear? Now, if I was hanging with just only black people, I have friends who would have said something racist right here and this and that, and I don't think it's that. I think it's more of, oh shit, does he have on the magic glasses? 2 to 1, what kind of nigga with the magic glasses on?
Fuck, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, it's like, you done did so much shit for money that you kind of lost yourself in it. And it's like, the best thing you could do is show somebody else's soul. Yo, listen to this James Brown record. Like, he's bearing his soul in this record. But where's yours?
You pretend you have the moral high ground, but you put that man's finger on the nape of your butt. That man doesn't believe in climate change.
This woman is not happy she's sitting next to a Trump supporter. Watch how her failure to settle down leaves her regretting her choices.
Every woman doesn't like Kamala Harris, or what did I say? Women don't like women. This flight attendant She don't like this bitch. That personality. Why are you so entitled? Why does he have to move? Who the fuck are you that he has to move for you because you don't like him? It's like, where's your man at is what I want to know. Where the fuck is, or are you a lesbian? Because that's a real low hair.
Despite her disruptive nature, she believes she's done no wrong and refuses to leave.
He is in my space.
She's causing hostilities.
Who is this dude clutching his pearls next to her? Oh God, that better not be her man. Is that her brother? They kind of look similar. Let me see what's going on right quick.
I'm going home now. My mother-in-law, his mother, died.
That is her man?
No! God, please, no!
Nah, take her off the plane, because he should have had her in check. Women, I know how you've been programmed to think that sounds, but it was a program, and that's the conspiracy from the CIA implemented by Gloria Steinem. Everybody is not no misogynist. This bitch is acting wild. Her man should have said, honey, shut the fuck up, please. Can you leave this man alone? I'm sorry, boss. My bad. Leave this nigga alone, please. Here, just switch seats. I'll sit here. And you sit here. Anything he could have did, but this nigga's sitting there and quiet because he's a fucking simp. He's a fucking LeBron James fan. Let me be quiet because I've been emasculated. My testicles are inside her clutch bag. And that's where they belong. And that's what Donald Trump... And I don't like Trump. That's just what he brings to the table. Masculinity. That's why nobody wants Kamala Harris. You bring in too much of this, all of the stuff that nobody likes about women. Women don't like it about women. And she just bring... I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. But that's exactly how, when you roll this back, look at the flight attendant. She's a woman and she was like, okay, bitch, I got something for you. Watch this. She came back with this LGBTQ dude. Very good move. Because that's the only thing that defuses the entitled white woman. A gay black man. Very well played. Very well played. You should have been said that, Hubert.
What if we trade seats?
Quiet down. How would that be? Apparently at this point, the captain has already been called.
Maybe here.
Captain don't know his job.
Let's try that.
Please ask him again if we settle down, if that can be okay.
Even after the husband's offer to trade seats, it's a little too late for this couple, and the two were swiftly escorted off the plane.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country.
That's true. I think MAGA stands for masculinity and girls. Again, that's what we need. Masculinity and girls. Again. Christ, these angry, ugly bitches. Kathleen Kennedy, she's one of these angry, ugly hoes. That's why Star Wars sucks now. When are you women going to realize? Shout out to my pretty women in the audience that left it in the comments subtly. I don't speak girl very well, kind of. It's like, like poquito and gracias and adios. I speak girl language like that. My wife is fluent in girl, but I am fluent in dude. And shout out to you women who feel like how we feel. Get these weird, ugly bitches out of here. Because these Lizzo bitches, they drew a line in the sand and they was like, fuck you pretty bitches. I deserve a handsome nigga too. No, you don't. I'm 400 pounds. I can eat tacos all day and still have a boyfriend. Bitch, no, you shouldn't. No, you should be ashamed. Bitch, you think I like being fat? You do? I'm finna slap the shit out of this bitch. I swear to God. If I was on good terms with my sister, I'd call her and tell her to whoop your ass. Shout out to you women, though, who was tired of this shit. If that's what Donald Trump is bringing in, masculinity and girls again, well, then let's do it.
As simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple, just like dominoes, one.
Once he said dominoes, these fat bitches was like, ooh, slay queen. I want some dominoes. Yes, Donald. He's okay if you gonna give me some dominoes.
Just like dominoes, one by one, they'll go down. That's why today I'm announcing my plan to shatter the left-wing censorship regime and to reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans. And reclaim is a very important word in this case because they've taken it away. In recent weeks, bombshell reports have confirmed that a sinister group of deep state bureaucrats, Silicon Valley tyrants, left-wing activists and depraved corporate news.
All of whom Donald Trump probably works for. But, so does Kamala Harris. They both work for these people that he just was talking about. That's what I don't like about Trump. But Trump is honestly being like, yeah, I work for these niggas. I get the same tax breaks as they do because she made them up. I'm using them. So is she. At least he's being honest about throwing you in a gas chamber. I mean, he's not acting like, oh, it's candy in there. Go and get some. It's like, guess that's all right. I mean, you know, we're fucked as, you know, so that's why you gotta kind of decide, you know, what the correct religion is. Because it's going to end. We're in a simulation. The simulation's... And I don't mean to be heavy. I'm just like, you know. That's why I'm looking forward to the 7 women grabbing hold of one man. That's kind of a silver lining, right? It's not, well, only for us pervs. Well, you better believe, bitch, that your man can't wait for these 7 hoes to come around. Fuck is you talking about? Tell her, Brandon, the fuck she mean. Well, I mean, don't get into an argument with her, but she should shut the fuck up.
Media have been conspiring to manipulate and silence the American people. They have collaborated to suppress vital information on everything from elections to public health.
You're looking especially leathery today. You know how people say, you ornery bastard? This nigga's a leathery bastard. What? Donnie, what's going on, bro? What's good with you? Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Okay, all right.
Out of the system at large. There won't be anything left. By restoring free speech, we'll begin to reclaim our democracy and save our nation. Thank you, and God bless America.
What if I told you that trying to control your dreams is messing with a boundary we're not supposed to touch? Lucid dreaming isn't just some simple bedtime party trick. No, you go to sleep and suddenly, boom, you're in control. You can do whatever you want. Fly around, live out fantasies, go wherever your mind takes you. But think about it, when we sleep, it's almost like entering another dimension. You're in this state where you're vulnerable, not only physically, but spiritually. You're not here anymore, but you're not gone either. It's almost like a type of unalive state, and in that state, things can reach you. Why do you think?
It's exactly like an unalive state. I mean, according to what the Muslims believe. The crazy thing is, to me, the Bible doesn't even really talk about this kind of stuff. But the Muslims do. Their books, they talk about this kind of stuff. I'm not going to say it's strange. It's more strange that Christianity doesn't address it. And you kind of just got to guess. Catholic priest is always scared of the demon. Muslims don't never be scared of the demon. They be like ready to fight the demon. Muslims, leave it in my comments why that is. Because I'm going to read those comments. My wife reads the comments. She's going to screen them. That was a lot of years ago that I was messing with that Muslim girl. And her dad was like, which I didn't know at the time, was just giving me knowledge, just telling me stuff. I think he was courting me for his daughter, now I think about it. Because I don't think Muslims can marry people from other religions. Interesting.
I think so many religions and cultures have prayers or rituals before sleep. It's all about protection. A barrier, because when we go to sleep, it's like crossing into a whole other zone. But lucid dreaming, that's the opposite. It's like pushing on that barrier, trying to pierce it. You think it's all fun and games, maybe a chance to explore your mind, until it's not. You're tempting whatever's on the other side. And if something does come through, let's just say it might not be a friendly encounter. People talk about night terrors or sleep paralysis like they're random. But what if those moments of sheer terror are actually a peek behind the curtain, like something showing itself to you, a consequence of you playing around where you shouldn't be? You think, you know, you're about to have some fun controlling your dreams, and maybe you do for a while. But then they reveal themselves, and once that door's open, it doesn't always close so easily. So before you decide to dip your toe into that other world, maybe ask yourself if you're ready to meet what's really waiting on the other side.
Well, the dude just said Yoda is based on a demon that somebody conjured. Maybe there's some truth to Freddy Krueger. Maybe he's an actual entity, because lucid dreaming is a real thing. I'm getting scared, and I don't want to scare myself, because you're really not allowed to be scared when you're a black guy. You gotta always be tough and be ready to kick somebody's ass. And I'm scared of shit too, nigga. The fuck, man?
So what's really going on, y'all? How do we have the whole of TikTok coming on here talking about how the leaves are not falling off the trees, what happened to winter, and literally to a few days, this is happening in New Mexico? And I'm talking about to the point that they had to shut down the whole I-40 because there was terrible accidents happening due to the snow, the immense amount of snow that fell. Like this happened to the whole Midwest, y'all. Look at this. It's like it's coming out of nowhere, y'all. Like, this is, again, the desert where it's supposed to be dry, you know, humid, arid, and then now you got snow. Like, the whole I-40 is literally closed off. Look at this. If I weren't aware that we were going through a shift, I would say there was a lot of manipulation going on with the world right now. But I know this is literally the shift happening. This has to take place. I feel for the animals because this is unnatural to be in this type of weather. And then to be knee deep into this type of weather as well, y'all. Snowy day in New Mexico. I-40 is closed off due to the bad accidents. And you know what I'm saying? Just like Joe Biden said, it's going to be a dark winter, right? It's crazy. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
We got 2 copyrights. This is what happened, Ocho. We showed the clip. Ash got the footage from Twitter. We didn't know whose it was. I mean, it had already been tweeted. It was everywhere. The guy that footage that it was, he put a thing in YouTube. YouTube flagged us. They took it down. Not only did they take it down, the money that we would have made, he got it.
Oh, hell no.
So now what we did, we cut it. We had a breakout clip. It was the same clip, but he said we had posted it again. So they took that one down, gave us a second copyright infringement, and gave him the monetization from that clip.
So he took our money?
No, he didn't take your money. He took his money. But you are more popular than him. You see, you're not really a content creator, Shannon Sharp. You're just in the content creator lane. And that's some stuff you have to deal with. No, Ocho Cinco, he didn't take y'all money. He took his money. He took the money off of your viewers. You got way more viewership than him. That's his money. So you gotta add value to it. That's why I'm doing all this talking. But I can't just ramble and just be talking about, cleaning my nails and stuff that happened when I was like 7 years old. Because that's not valuable to some weird niggas out there. Oh, what happened? Let me pull up the popcorn. But to most people, you gotta like kind of talk about the clip and be engaging and like be funny. And sometimes I be coming to work. I don't even feel like fucking doing that. Just like you when you go to work. This is a job. If you added value to his clip, he wouldn't have been able to say anything. You might have been able to dispute it, maybe. Under fair use. But no, he didn't take your money. He took his money.
Took it all.
Hold on. Don't even worry about it. We gonna get that back, though.
Yeah, for sure. We get that money back. It is what it is. But the problem is the 2 strikes.
Right. So stop trying. Oh, we gonna get that money back. Of course, you're gonna get it. He probably hope you use another one of his clips so he can get another quick $50,000, $70,000, whatever your monetization is, whatever your click-through rate is. He no doubt, use another one. It's unfortunate that you got the copyright strikes, and I don't think he wanted you to get striked. I just think he wanted the money. But in order for him to get the money, that's probably part of the process. He gotta, Like, it's like insurance, kind of. Somebody steals your car, or something. You gotta, tell them what happened, and, all of that weird nonsense.
We get a 3rd strike, they take Nightcap down. So that's why we've been extra careful. Then what happened, we reached out and tried to have a conversation. He wanted to come on Nightcap, spend at least 5 to 10 minutes talking. He wanted us to do a segment about that video with him every single week. So,
well, you can negotiate. I don't, like, every single week for how long? If you, like you said, we gonna get the money back, you're making money. Just negotiate. It's something that could be done. Especially if YouTube is going to take away the strikes. But let's see what he says.
To make a long story short, he wanted us to leave the video up permanently. He wanted us to build his YouTube channel. I said, bro, we don't have no problem bringing you on, but you're not going to tell us how long we got to have you on for. You're not going to tell us we have to leave your video up for perpetuity.
All you have to do is just negotiate. And that's what I be trying to tell dudes. Because, I'm like a dating coach. Well, I'm not. I don't want to say I'm a dating coach. But I know a few things about a few things. Don't be so arrogant. You not finna tell us what the... It's a way to say that in a diplomatic way, Shannon Sharp. I kind of feel some kind of way about Shannon Sharp because he's the one who came out with all of this weird stuff about Michael Jordan and all these lies about Michael Jordan in the first place. And then come to find out, Skip Bayless did the same thing to Shannon Sharp that Shannon Sharp is doing when it comes to Jordan and LeBron. What you mean I ain't better? I ain't jealous of nobody. What do you... Skip! So it's just ironic. You can negotiate. Let me hear what else you saying, Shannon.
And he wanted us on all the channels, Shay Media channel, to follow him. That ain't happening. But the thing is, Ocho, it's all good. We're going to stay out of harm's way.
Well, he was being a little bit overbearing. He might have got a little bit too thirsty. Oh, what? I'm going to try to milk this. Know your boundaries, a little something, because that might be the most money that his channel would get, the most exposure that his channel would get. If it was me, I would have like negotiated a certain amount of, but I'm not him.
But it's a valuable lesson. Ash moving forward, team moving forward, reach out, ask. Had we known, we would have gone through the steps, just like people go through the steps when it comes to Shay Shay, when it comes to Nightcap. Absolutely. I don't want him to get banned. I would not tell Time to do anything because I want the young brother to make his money. I want him to get his money. And he felt this was the best way for him to try to like come up. By all means, do what you need to do, bro.
Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Hey, he took food off both our tables.
No, at the end of the day, he took food off of his own table. Because for one, like you said, you're going to get the money back. And he kind of, couldn't stay out of his own way. But whatever. Shout out to the people who know what I'm talking about and getting it. Or I should say the people who know what I'm talking about and get it.
Why is Wikileaks dropping a picture of this? The amount of shocking drops I woke up to is insane. So we'll have to do one video a topic. So again, Wikileaks drops a picture of this volcano going off. This is extremely important for many reasons. This is volcano or Mount Vesuvius. Do you know the significance with this? This is quite literally the volcano that ended the ancient world in stone Pompeii. Most people still don't understand what happened in 79 AD. But I really think you should give it another look. We're about to get into the power structure of the world in Italy, but first, why is Wikileaks so important? If you haven't been living under a rock, then you know Julian Assange. And this dude was a hacker and literally had almost all of the US intelligence in his disposal. Went on to create WikiLeaks and started leaking all this intelligence. This was the main voice that let the American citizens know that they were spying on our texts and calls. But there is so much more than just that. Project Looking Glass was detailed and leaked from a 3-letter organization. And it's well documented and well proven that this project allowed people to look in the future and in the past, allegedly even seeing Jesus on the cross. So again, I ask you, why would WikiLeaks drop a picture of this volcano erupting? Starting to understand? Have you ever heard the term all roads lead to Rome? Well, it really does. The Vatican is in Rome, Italy. I don't have time right now for an hour history lesson, but in a nutshell, Rome gave power to the crown gave power to the US is still under Rome. Could you imagine if this volcano blew up and was literally a complete repeat of the past? We all know the Lord does not like wickedness and all evil will be punished. And if you're still hung up on Project Looking Glass, even before Project Looking Glass, there was remote viewers. These demons that quite literally take you out of your body, says the Apocrypha, they will show you some real stuff so they can also sneak in some false stuff. Let me know your thoughts below.
Mostly false stuff is what they show. Thank you to my channel members. We said thank you. Ha! To my channel members. No diddy when I say member. Thank you. To my channel members. Fuck you if you're not a member. Nah, I'm just kidding. But seriously, join. Thank you. To my channel members.
your husband protects you from is your children.
That's a fact.
How many of us have kids that are like 12, 13 years old? They're already twice our size, already twice our strength, and twice our temper.
You better believe, LeBron James fan, your GOAT was that. 14, 15, 16 years old, he was a problem for Gloria James to handle.
You can't necessarily control that kid because you just tell them, well, I don't want you to do that thing anymore. Or I want you to behave yourself. A lot of these kids out here, they fast. They coming at you like, what you gonna do about it, mom? How you gonna stop me? I'm gonna do whatever I want. Leave me alone.
Could she tell him, don't have a kid at 19? Especially when she had him when she was like 16? Was he listening to her? We don't know.
Yeah, that's the scary world that we're living in these days. But your husband protects you from that. He covers you from that because the husband brings authority to the table.
What do that got to do with LeBron James? It more so has to do with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Steph Curry. They come from a two-parent household. Yeah, dad was there. You know what else is like a dad in a lot of respects? The head coach. You know who's had a lot of head coaches fired?
And he don't gotta threaten nobody to exert this authority inside the household. Soon as you see that look on dad's face, soon as he raises himself up out the chair, soon as he raises his voice, everybody gets quiet. That's invaluable. Where do you buy that service from? That's not something a woman can say, well, I don't need that. I don't need you to help me raise my kids. That's worthless. You know how many girls I know that complain to me that their children completely disrespect them left and right, and they don't know how I get my son to actually listen to me. Take out the garbage without giving me a problem. Do the dishes without giving me a problem. Go run to the store like 5 times a day to run errands for me. No problem. No attitude. No. And if any of them get even a little bit out of line, if they even sound like they might be trying to get out of line, what? My husband is quick to get on them. Who are you talking to like that? Oh, you better fix your face right now. You better lower your voice. You better go to your room. He don't gotta threaten them. That's the beauty of having a husband to cover you.
Yeah, not to flex. That was my wife. My biggest dilemma with this woman now, I gotta go to the gym because she wants some strange in her house. She said, we're not gonna get no young dwarves in here. They need a nigga that's in shape looking all fit. I want some tickle bitties in here too. Yours are fine, but I want some other ones. That's the dilemma I'm in. Going and getting in shit, because I'm the bait. The only girls who want to mess with a dude that's my body type is these worn out single mothers who figure, let me now act like I'm listening and paying attention to this. Now I want to submit. Now these fresh 20-year-old chicks, they don't have to submit. They will submit to the nigga that they like. Can you believe that? So I'm just saying, for you LeBron fans who's gonna pretend that's weird, you want to be on some shit like that. I just stumbled into some shit like that. Really, I'm just the nigga who isn't a LeBron fan and who gonna be like, what you mean? You think she cute? She gonna try to steal you from me. If you can deal with her problems, go ahead and try it. I ain't even in your way. Your girl leaves because you pushed her away, being an insecure LeBron fan ass. All of that stuff brings me into this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Glorilla tweeted that she feels like every woman should be entitled to 4 men apiece.
Go get them. I mean, nobody's stopping you. We live in the LGBTQ world. No one's gonna judge you. Well, not on a public forum. Maybe people who know you personally might, but I mean, go get them. Why you don't have them now? That's always what I say to these girls. Because, you know, there's a negotiation process when you bring another girl. You gotta negotiate with the chick. Don't just take any old girl. I mean, I'm talking from experience. I had to negotiate with these broads. It's not so much, what you bring to the table. It's more like, who are you? What do you have? You with it to get a check? Because I am. Do you have children? What about a crazy boyfriend that's stalking you that you didn't really get rid of? You got that going on? Nah, you don't got that? What do you do for work right now? Like, how do you pay your bills right now? Because I'm set. What do you want? What are your politics? What, you some 50-50 chick? What are you, some Kamala Harris bitch? Like, what are you about? Well, my wife brought the whole conversation to me about, I want a big titty bitch in here just walking around and her shit's just flopping, and I got a girl in mind right now. What do you think about that? I hit my wife, well, who is this bitch? What is she about? I guess you could say that's what do you bring to the table. It's like, what are you bringing? What's your blood type? Do you got sickle cell anemia, bitch? Like, do you know? Like, who are you on the inside? What are you about? Can you cook? Do you like cooking? Are you a tarot card bitch? You gonna come in here and put pentagrams all over my house, bitch? This is my house. Me and my wife is not 50. I mean, this is her house. I ain't finna kick her out. But she don't take care of me, shorty. So is that what you used to? Are you used to taking care of niggas? You see what I'm saying? So why don't you have your 4 niggas? Cause like this girl who I'm negotiating with, her friends would be like, well, why you can't have foreign niggas? And she'll come back to me and say her little, cause these bitches, for the most part, they never like, as soon as you say jump, they like, okay, let's go do it. Yeah, go talk it over with your friends, whatever. Talk it over with your BFF. And when she said, so that mean you can, I'd be like, yeah, get them. You should have them. You should have them now. Where are they? Oh, you don't got 5. How long you been single? Oh, word. And you can't get 4 niggas in all of these 6-7 years? Word. Okay.
She could feel that way, but it ain't even enough men to go around.